Zeus to each and every one of you. Many of God's blessings. I'm truly honored and humbled to be here this morning to present not just one resolution, but two resolutions on behalf of the 35th Guam legislature and representing also our people of Guam. And we have resolutions 392-35 COR and 393-35 COR is introduced by myself, Speaker Tina Rose Munya Barnes, but more importantly by the rest of the members of the 35th Guam legislature. And before I start this, I have to do a shout out to a lady that looks exactly like my better half's daughter, who I'm going to put her on the spot because when she called to ask me what she could do to help recognize the people at Census and, of course, the hard work of the administration there at Census, I said, you know what? Let me see what we can do on this end. So, Nikki, I know you're there. I think I saw you a little bit earlier. I just want to say thank you for giving me all the information in a timely manner, because you know that with the timelines here, it wasn't easy. You said, wait, and Tina, just please just work with me. And you know, the team said, I said the team will make it happen. So Nikki, thank you, because you know, you truly recognize what it takes to recognize the hard work of Census, what you've done, and never giving up from the way beginning, even before your time, Nikki, but having the team come here before they opened up the office, and having all the hard work, Tarina, that you've done with the team before. We call that boots on the ground before everything gets started. You know, I just want to say this collaboration worked very well, and I'm glad that Census has taken the time, because for me personally, I literally said, if we don't get the required information, then the aids and the resources coming from the federal government will not be supported for our community. So as I see you nod your head in support of that, Sharina, I want to say thank you. And Nikki, thank you for following through. Thank you for making it right for Census, and to working with the team. And do another shout out for Bernie there, because say hi to mom and dad for me.
I will.
But ladies and gentlemen, to everyone there, to the Census family, I'm going to go ahead and do the first recognition, and it's resolution 392-35, and it's relative to recognizing Tarina Long for her work as the 2020 Census Advisor to Guam, and commending her for her service and efforts in coordinating the 2020 Census of Guam. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody on this Zoom this morning, we usually do a summary, and we usually talk about what's in the resolution. But in the interest of this being recorded for the whole world to see, right? Because we're going to put it on our Facebook page and put it on for the rest of the community and the residents to see and hear. I'm going to go ahead and read the resolution. So please bear with me, okay? So be it resolved by Imina Chantay Cinco na Legislatura in Guahan and the Committee on Rules, whereas in 2018, Tarina Long was selected as the 2020 Census Advisor of Guam, and has served as both the technical monitor of the 2020 Census of Guam contract and the on-site technical expert for the data collection operations. Whereas Tarina, as the liaison between the U.S. Census Bureau and the local Guam government for the strategic planning and implementation of the requirements, parameters, and constituencies of the 2020 census, while also coordinating with Census Office Manager to oversee the daily data collection and reporting activities carried out by over 800 local employees. She ensured all deliverables and activities related to the data collection were completed on time, in scope, within the budget, and met the quality standards as determined by the U.S. Census Bureau. And despite the setbacks caused by COVID-19 pandemic, Tarina successfully managed the census project through these obstacles, motivating the census team to continue to collect needed census data as safely as possible. And whereas prior to accepting her position from January of 2017 to October 2018, Tarina simultaneously served as a special assistant to Census Bureau Decimal Census Management Division, Deputy Division Chief, and the Assistant Division Chief for Content, Language, Puerto Rico, and Island Areas, where she coordinated the development of contracts for the 2020 island area censuses and managed her several division-wide events to communicate strategic goals, program updates, and increase employee engagement during this time. She also streamlined the 2020 census governance structure to foster effective communication and create clear escalation paths for items needing resolution. And whereas Tarina previously worked as a supervisory program analyst in the Decennial Communications Coordination Office, it's called the DCCO, where among other duties, she served as the Integrated Partnership and Communications Project Lead for the 2018 end-to-end census test, as well as the project manager and on-site coordinator for the 28th Population Census Conference of the Association of National Census and Statistics Directors of America, Asia, and Pacific on behalf of the Census Bureau. And prior to her role in the DCCO, Tarina spent 3 years serving as a program analyst in support of the American Community Survey and 2 years with the formerly titled Foreign Trade Division, where she worked to produce the International Trade in Goods and Services Report, a leading economic indicator for the United States. And whereas Tarina's 20-plus federal service career began at the U.S. Department of Commerce, where she spent several years serving as a marketing and customer service specialist in Economics and Statistics Administration, the Bureau of Industry and Security, and the Economic Development Agency. And Tarina is a certified project management professional with a master's certificate in the program management and business analysis from George Washington University School of Business. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee of Rules of Imina 35 na Legislatura in Guahan, the 35th Guam Legislature, does hereby, on behalf of the Legislatura in Guahan and her people of Guam, recognize Tarina Long for her work as the 2020 Census Advisor to Guam and commend her for her service efforts in coordinating the census on Guam, and be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chair of the Committee on Rules certify and that the Legislative Secretary to attest to the adoption whereof, and that copies of the same be thereafter transmitted to Tarina Long, 2020 Census Advisor to Guam, and to our Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imagahaga Guahan. Ladies and gentlemen, this was duly and regularly adopted on this fourth day of, want to make sure I get the date right, 4th day of November 2020. It was signed by myself, Speaker Tina Rose Muñoz-Barnes, our Committee on Rules Chair, Senator Regine Bisco-Lee, and our Legislative Secretary and Senator Amanda Shelton. So on behalf of the community of Guam and our 35th Guam Legislature, Tarina, for your work, and thank you for sharing your time here on our beautiful island. So God bless you, and let's give her a round of applause. Yeah. Thank you. Before I do the second resolution, I'm getting feedback from my team. Let's see if everybody else can mute, and then I'll mute. I'm going to ask, we usually put the person being recognized on the spot. So I'm going to ask Ms. Long to please give some comments as it relates to your work here and what you've done for the people. And I'm just saying, on behalf of our people of Guam, so the floor is yours.
So I had to unmute myself. But I think, okay, so Thank you so very, very much for this honor. And I, as you were going through like my history, I was like, wow, we use a lot of acronyms in the census. So thank you for actually going through all of that. I'm so honored by this. I've had a wonderful time on Guam. I've worked with the best people. I always start off with a shout out to my partner in crime, which is Bernie. She is the best office manager I could have possibly asked for. And it's something that we were able to do together. I think our success is just based upon that relationship and that partnership. And even through the pandemic, when we had to change our complete operations, and we did that in a few weeks, and working with her was an honor and a privilege. And it's been my privilege to work here on Guam to help serve the people here. They are wonderful, they are warm, they are inviting, and I feel like this is a second home for me now. So thank you to you for your support, because you supported us from the beginning. Say thank you and throughout everything. So I'm overwhelmed. So thank you. Suzuas Maasi.
Gwen Kovetsu, you're very, very welcome. And again, the blessing and the honor is all mine because the work you did here with Team Census Guam was incredible. And through all that, through all those obstacles, you were able to manage in the time prescribed, but more importantly, to bring your team together and hold them together was really key. So God bless you. So that brings to mind, Serena, and to the rest of Team Guam Census, the second resolution that I'd like to present on behalf of the 35th Guam Legislature and the people of Guam. It's Resolution 393-35. Again, it's introduced by myself, Speaker Tina Munya Barnes, and the members of the 35th Guam Legislature. It's relative to recognizing the Guam Census Management Team and extending an undang kalunasidzos masi to them for their leadership and service to our island community during this year's 2020 census. Be it resolved by Imina 35 na Legislatura Guahan, whereas the Census Bureau conducted the first decennial census on Guam in 1920 and has provided valuable information relating to our community's population and demographics every 10 years since then. The results of the census are critically important to the people of Guam as they are used to determine the allocation of federal funds to our local community for the next decade. And over the next decade, lawmakers, business owners, and other community stakeholders will use the 2020 census data to make critical decisions. The results of the census will bring attention to the needs of our community, highlighting where we need to build our new schools, new clinics, new roads, and more services for families, older adults, and children. And during the launch of the 2020 census activities, the world was ravaged by the devastating effects of the novel coronavirus pandemic. On March 14th, 2020, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero issued a stay-at-home order to limit the spread of the coronavirus after Guam detected its first 2 positive cases. This prompted the halting of the 2020 census operations and led the management and leadership team of the Guam census to develop new strategies to mitigate the spread of COVID-19. And whereas after developing their new guidelines to address the spread of the coronavirus, the Guam Census Office resumed operations on May 11th with a declaration of pandemic condition of readiness to. The Guam Census Management and team leadership quickly implemented their new strategies to continue data collection efforts during the pandemic, instituting protocols to keep census workers safe. These efforts included by appointment and phone interviews, a phased approach for all operations, and a staggered schedule for the return of staff. The plan was expected to take several weeks as new guidelines were implemented to align with public health requirements, including social distancing and the use of personal protective equipment. And whereas as Guam recovers from the economic and medical impacts caused by the global coronavirus pandemic, the information and data provided by the 2020 census will be crucial to the economic development. Furthermore, it will be used to inform lawmakers of the challenges that Guam faces in addressing the pandemic and will determine Guam's eligibility for future emergency pandemic relief assistance. And whereas the leadership team of the 2020 Guam census includes Bernadine Guinness, Census Office Manager, Tarina Long, Census Advisor to Guam, Administrative Assistant Jamie Lee, Vika Lindlau, Assistant Manager, Office Operations, Lorraine Akata, Assistant Manager of Operations, Peter Avila, Assistant Manager, Field Operations, Eusebio Manglonia, Security Office, Joseph Mothnas, Graphic Specialist, and Nicole Kanata, Partnership Specialist. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Committee on Rules of the Mina 35 na Legislatura en Quezon, the 35th Guam Legislature, does hereby, on behalf of the people of Guam, recognize the Guam Census team and extend an undangkuluna sidusmasi to them for their leadership and service to our island community during this year's 2020 census. And be it further resolved that the Speaker and the Chair of the Committee on Rules certify and the Legislative Secretary attest to the adoption hereof, and that copies of the same thereafter be transmitted to the Guam Census Management Team and to the Honorable Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero, Imagenhagen Guahan. This was duly and regularly adopted by the 35th Guam Legislature on the 4th day of November, 2020. It was signed by myself, Speaker Tina Munoz Barnes, Chairperson on the Committee on Rules, Senator Regine Bisco Lee, and of course, our Legislative Secretary, Senator and Secretary Amanda Shelton. So again, to the Guam Census Management Team, Mundunkaluna Sizosmasi, for all your hard work. And I know that this census year was not easy, but the resiliency that you put together, updated the protocols, worked with the people of Guam, made numerous calls to make sure that you didn't just check once, check twice, but you triple check, quadruple check. And I can share that from the heart that this is what you've done. I want to say thank you with all my heart, because I know it wasn't easy, and getting that information out there is so crucial. But you did it right, and you did it with all the protocols in place. So Sainamasi, and God bless you. Thank you. So again, I will put the team on the spot. So Bernie or anybody who would like to talk, I want to share the floor with you at this time. Please say a few words to the people of Guam.
Well, hi, I'm Bernie. I wanted just to say thank you to the people of Guam, most especially for responding to the 2020 census of Guam. We completed it on September 30th. It was, despite everything that took place, we are very thankful and very pleased and happy of the results, of us completing it, of us going through the process. And, it really wouldn't have happened without the team that I have, the individuals that I have Miss Vicky, Lorraine, Peter, Eusebio, Nikki, Jamie, all of us, really, and Colonel Joe. It's a remarkable team, and we were dedicated from day one. Regardless of what happened, regardless of the pandemic, we strived through, with our federal advisor, Ms. Tarina Long, who we are going to deeply miss. She was really a pillar for us here. But also we want to thank you, Speaker Munoz Barnes. We want to thank you, our legislative counterparts here, the trusted voices, the governor, lieutenant governor, everyone on Guam, really, in helping us complete this monumental task. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say Saduas Masi to everyone. So I don't know if any of my team members would like to say something. Maybe Ms. Vicky.
The floor is please, the floor is open to them because I knew all the challenges that you had to go through, and I just want to say, you know that here on Guam, you know, OOG, only on
Yeah.
Guam when we're faced with the worst of challenges, that together we overcome them and we do it together with a lot of love. And Serena, I hope that when you go home, you always have a place here to call home. Also, you're always more than welcome to come back and share and come even to vacation as soon as these restrictions are lifted. But the team made this happen, and Bernie, again, being a part of that team and leading it, you truly worked the pillars, and I have to say, you guys did a great job, and thank you again on behalf of
Thank
the people of Guam. So please, the floor is open at this time for anybody else. Don't be shy. Be brave, because this is your time to shine and to show the people of Guam the good work that you have done. Okay, don't be shy now.
Miss
Anybody?
Lorraine.
Speaker,
Mr. Rick?
I just want to say thank you so much for the support and the recognition that you provided or that you're giving to Tarina and Bernie, and of course of the team. It's been a wonderful team. Our leaders, Tarina and Bernie, have done a magnificent job. I think, and with the support of the team, we've been able to accomplish what needed to be accomplished. So thank you, Speaker. Thank you to the leaders, Tarina and Bernie, and thank you for the team for making it work.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Idus, Marcy, Miss Lorraine. Anyone else like to share? I'm gonna start putting people on the spot here.
Nikki.
Nikki?
And
You know,
it's so
just-
funny,
Yeah, go ahead.
just reaching for my unmute button and went the other way. But yeah, I echo the sentiments of Lorraine. I think our team would not have gotten or would not have been as successful had we not had Bernie and Tarina at the helm. It's kind of a joke with us that, girls rock, girls are boss, and all that. But it's for real. These two ladies are not only dynamic in their respective areas, but they're also dynamic together. They have synergy that allowed us to just continue with the momentum, continue with the drive, and and just the support that they gave us. So aside from the government at large and the community at large, we wouldn't have gotten this far without them. So I'm deeply grateful for that. And the fact that this team, I mean, I probably only knew like maybe one person on this team. No, yeah, one person on this team. And now we're a whole nother family again, with our census family. We're forever going to be connected because of the census, and the most historical census, I think, of all time. It will be the 2020 census of Guam. So thank you, team, and the other team members. I mean, Sabio and Colonel, oh my gosh, Colonel, I'm sorry for all the heartache and headaches that we have given you. Nikki, we wouldn't have even gotten as much publicity had it not been for all the work that Nikki has done. And of course, Lorraine, so, these guys all brought their A game, and it's really awesome because to see, and I love that element when you see everybody coming together to work with one focus, one end result, and that was to complete our census in as excellent a manner as we possibly could, as completed as we possibly could, to really turn out a good product for Guam in the future. So thank you all. Thank you, ladies. Girls rock.
But I also want to point true. We want to thank also our partners, the government partners, which is the Bureau of Statistics and Plans, with the leadership of Tyrone Taitano. It's truly without them. We have Monica Guerrero, April Manabusan, Terry Quabo, Esther Camacho, Emily Blas, Chastity, Tanatongo. We have, there's a slew of individuals there that has helped us tremendously from day one. And we want to say thank you so much because, they provided us the government aspect of things and assisted us throughout the way. and has also been really truly a backbone to the 2020 census. So we want to say thank you to Tyrone and Matt Santos, those guys. Thank you so much for helping us out. We appreciate it.
I want to echo that.
Yeah, thank you so
Every
very much.
time I speak, I get the I get the feedback. But I really want to echo that, especially for BSP, because before we even got started last January with the kickoff meeting, we worked collectively and collaboratively for about a year and a half just to do the contract. So I've been working a lot, especially with Monica and April, going back several years, just on the contract process to make sure that we had all of the requirements that we were going to need, and to have it be a collaborative effort from not just the headquarters side, but from Guam and what it needed. So definitely thank you to BSP for your continued support and leadership going back way before we even kicked off last January. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Tarina. I will make
Actually,
it a point-
want to thank some people as well. People that did help me reach my social media outreach plan properly is Dave and Trey from Stone Media, and also with the help of Galidi. They really helped me out. They really helped reach the community, all the hard to reach areas, and I really want to give them thanks. So, you know, I'm a one team person. So with the backbone of my team, I really appreciate every one of you. And of course, my management team, I wouldn't have made it this far without you. I've learned so much as a manager, as a person. And I am so happy I grew, and I'm willing to grow more. So thank you to Bernie and Tarina for always being there. Every time I needed something, I'm like, I need you guys. I really do appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you to the people of Guam for responding. Thank you for thinking that we are important enough, because it really is our future here. So thank you, Guam.
Thank you so very much, Nikki. Very interesting to know, seeing you in a different perspective and seeing you grow makes me humbled at the fact that job well done. And those commercials, that telethon, that videothon that you guys did was amazing, and just the characters that were on and the kids that spoke and just everybody. I don't know how you got all of them all in such a short time. I think you stayed up 24 hours just doing that, but everybody was commenting, especially the little girl, you know? And I just want to say that that was really good, because that really did a boost. And as I see all the women taking the time to take the lead to say something, I didn't hear from the men yet. So, Uncle Joe, are you still there? Brother Peter or Avila, are you still there? Would you guys like to say a few words? Or are they still shy? If not, I don't know if I see any of them on. Uncle Joe Moffness, Peter Avila, Eusebio Menglonia. There, I see PJ there. Hey, Peach, you want to get off? Wait, you're on. I can't hear you. Yeah, there you go, PJ. You have the
Good
floor, my
morning.
brother.
How are you? How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, PJ.
Well, on behalf of the field operations, the core of the staff, from the enumerators to the cooler assistants to the cooliers, and most especially the FOS, the field operations supervisors, we want to thank the people of Guam for their cooperation and understanding regarding this whole project. And we also like to thank the government of Guam, the speaker, the legislature, the governor, and her staff in assisting us in getting this job accomplished. And of course, I'd like to also thank Bernie and Serena for their guidance. They're great leaders, and they made the job a lot more easier for me, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, PJ. Everybody got to know a little insight between PJ and I. We literally grew up since we were kids. We were classmates. Sorry, PJ, I had to call you out on that.
That's fine. That's fine.
He took care of me, guys. Growing up in San Vicente, he took care of us. Me and Donna, my twin. Eusebio Menglonia, would you like to say a few words, sir? Thanks, PJ. Your mute button's still on.
I think his audio is not connected now.
Huh?
Madam Speaker,
Yes.
Madam Speaker, this is Colonel. Can you hear me?
Yes, Uncle Joe, I can hear you. Manana Sizulis,
Ye-
good morning.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you for all your help and mostly to my two leader, that is Bernie and Tarina. They really helped me out spreading out the information to the 19 villages mayor that have opened up the path for our 2020 census. It took me a while to communicate with all of them, and I explained to them what is the 2020 census is all about. And let me tell you, it is really a hard task because going around 19 villages and trying to find out all the obstacle, the Carabao Road, the whatever other road that is not on the map that was given to us to help out all the enumerators and the FOS. It was a great task, but we finally did it. And thanks to the great leaders that we have. And of course, I'd like to thank all the 2020 census team. They really went all out, even with the pandemic that we went to. And we finally did what we have to do as a mission to complete for the Guam necessity for the 2020 census. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you so very much, Colonel Mofnis. Thank you, Uncle Joe. And I think I have Eusebio Manglonia. Would you like to say a few comments before we start to close up? I saw his, I know he's trying to transmit. I think he's, it still shows trying to connect. And Jamie Bloss, are you there, Jamie? I feel bad. I wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to speak because this was such a monumental program. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Eusebio and Jaime or Jamie? If not, again, Eusebio, I know you're really trying to connect in and it's still buffing. But with that being said, again, on behalf of the 35th Guam Legislature, Tarina, Bernie, and to your whole Guam Census team, your whole Guam Census family, Wundunkul and the Sizus Matsi for this monumental task. Did we get anybody? Did we get them on IT? Mr. Manglonia, I didn't want to close without giving you the chance. Can you hear us now?
Quiet.
Good morning, Madam Speaker.
Good morning, Manana Sizus.
Sorry, my audio was down.
That's
Android.
okay.
Android.
You're please, the floor is yours. You're more than welcome to say a few words.
Okay. That was shocking. So thank you. Actually, I didn't hear from the beginning, but thank you, Madam Speaker, for the resolution you've given to our advisor and our manager, Miss Bernie. And thank you. You've been doing a great job and continue. Likewise with our advisor and Miss Bernie. Great job.
Thank you, Save.
Thank you so much. Hey, you know, OOG, only on Guam where we can speak from the heart. And we know that it's with a lot of love. And thank you, Eusebio, for doing that. I think, Madam Miss Bernie and Miss Tarina, I hope I didn't miss anybody. I see, is that Jamie Bloss or Jaime Bloss? Is he on? Or is he on? There.
Hi.
Jamie.
Hi, Jamie.
Thank you. Please.
I just want to say thank you for giving us this opportunity and the support of my manager, Bernie and Tarina Long, and along with the team. I'd just like to give my sincere thank you and for having me a part of this team.
Thank you so very much, Jamie, and thank you again to that team. And as we do this as a closing to the Guam Census team and the family, it's not over by a long shot, because it is because of the work that you've done. It is because of what you've done to gather and compile that data that the people of Guam will receive a lot of the resources that it's going to take to provide for our community and for our island residents. And as much as I stressed it out to every relative that I saw and said, did you fill your census? Did you do the census? I see that blue card on. Call them up right now, because they'll answer you. Because when they came to my house twice, I felt so guilty. I said, Nikki, I promise I'll make that call. I promise I'll make that call. And when I saw the blue card in my mom's house, I said, make the call. And because of that, I know that the work that all of you guys have done was truly and purely from the heart, to make sure that that mission mandate to get this data was really, really needed, and that you guys did not stop. So Tarina and Bernie and to the team, thank you once again. God bless you on your new journey. And please, everybody, be safe, take care, and thank you so much on behalf of the people of Guam. God bless you, and we will go ahead and sign off now. Let's give everybody.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. To
Thank
Masi.
you.
Sidus Masi.